If we think about cetaceans, the first images that spring to mind are the ones of fully aquatic animals, like this humpback whale here. So a hydrodynamic body, sometimes a very large size, the forelimb that is transformed into a flipper, no more hind limbs, and then the end of the tail that is bearing a caudal fluke. But the story of cetaceans started with small four-limbed animals. Indeed, whales originated more than 50 million years ago from small hoofed mammals the size of a dog. Paleontologists discovered many of these early whales in India and Pakistan, and these quadrupedal animals gradually acquired adaptations to life in the water, but they retained the ability to move on land, so they were amphibious. For example, you have here Myacetus, one of these nicely preserved early amphibious whales. Amphibious whales migrated westward from southern Asia to the northern coast of Africa, and from there they made the travel to North America. Unfortunately, this part of the story is not so well understood, mostly due to the fragmentary fossil records on both coasts of the Atlantic Ocean. So many questions are unanswered. When did these early whales migrate to North America? Which path did they take for that? What were the body adaptations that allowed them to make it to the other side? This is something that is still a mystery, but a new discovery that we recently made may provide some clues. This all started in 2011 when, during a field expedition in the Pisco Basin on the southern coast of Peru, we discovered the skeleton of a new whale. During the excavation, we quickly realized that this was a quadrupedal whale, and it was dated from nearly 43 million years. With such geological age, we have an animal that is the oldest for the New World, and this is also the most complete quadrupedal whale skeleton outside India and Pakistan. So this is a key discovery to investigate a crucial stage in the early whale evolution and dispersal. Let's have a closer look at Peregocetus pacificus. This animal was still capable of bearing its own weight on land. How do we know that? First, the sacral vertebrae were still fused together. The pelvis was tightly attached to the sacrum. Then the forelimb and the hind limb were roughly similar to the ones of Myacetus. And finally, tips of the fingers and toes were bearing small hooves. So it could still walk the rocky coasts of nowadays Peru. But Peregocetus was also a good swimmer. It probably used its tail for propulsion. Unfortunately, we didn't find the last tail vertebrae, so we cannot tell if there was a caudal fluke in Peregocetus, but the anatomy of the first tail vertebrae is reminiscent of those of semi-aquatic mammals like beavers and otters. So Peregocetus also had long toes on large feet, and those were most likely webbed. So undulations of its tail and strokes of its hind limb, in a way somewhat similar to otters, most likely helped Peregocetus to cross the South Atlantic during the Middle Eocene. At that time, the distance between Africa and South America was 2 times shorter than nowadays, and a sea surface current was running from Africa to South America. These two features most likely helped Peregocetus' ancestors to cross the South Atlantic. And then from South America, later whales migrated to the north and reached North America. Some of the descendants of these quadrupedal whales, the basilosaurids, including Dorudon and Basilosaurus, will later dramatically reduce their hind limbs. They will mostly rely on the caudal fluke for propulsion in the water. And these are so the first fully aquatic cetaceans. They will give rise to the 2 modern lineages of cetaceans, the baleen whales and their relatives, the Mysticeti, and on the other side, the echolocating tooth whales, the dolphins, porpoises, sperm whales, and beaked whales.